Hello there, internet. We get to say that again. Version 2 here with Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Chi back cover. Is that the full name? Or am I missing part of the name? We'll find out when it comes up with that. This is back cover Chi X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Don't call it a game. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Chi back cover. So we watched Kingdom Hearts Chi. We watched the backstory of how the Keyblade War happened, and I quite enjoyed it. I liked the it had a very similar concept of Kingdom Hearts Days, of the slow march towards inevitability. You know how the story's going to finish. There are characters who also know what's going to happen. And all the characters, even though you know what's going to happen, the characters know what's going to happen. Everyone's still trying to do everything that they can to avoid it, and in trying to avoid it, they kind of cause the problem or make it worse for themselves, or just seeing the character development in the face of certain, like, shit going wrong, how different characters react to that, and she did it pretty damn well. I mean, I didn't play the game, so the pacing is a bit weird, but that's to be expected. It was better than I expected, honestly, in terms of pacing, but this is back cover, which from my understanding is the same story that we saw for Chi, but instead of taking focus on the player and how they play through it, this is from the perspective of the five foretellers and how they are going through the situation where the Keyblade War happens. Because the only time we saw the foretellers in the first one was like 2 cutscenes where you get to see what they're doing off to the side, and fucking when they go to fight the player character, who was adorable because of the Mickey ears and it was awesome and everything. So, with that, yes, subtitles. Very much on, please. Whoa, that frame rate. This feels like a cutscene ripped straightly from... the world was... I can't... Okay. I can read fast. Even I can't read that fucking fast. Okay, I can, but I can't read it out loud. It's very difficult to read this fast. I'm able to keep up, but fuck. Okay, yep. Oh, it's replay. Oh, wait. So we're seeing a bunch of cutscenes here, and a lot of this dialogue is repeating itself now. So yeah, they're showing a lot of cutscenes of what's happening, and Ava being there. And hey, see, we never saw like Mickey and Donald and Goofy in the Gummy Ship, and we never saw any of this because they super don't matter. Like, part of me still wants to play through Chi just to see what it was like, but everyone tells me that it's super not worth it because to get to where I watched up to was like 500 missions. So there's a shitload of filler. And like the book and like the tomes in the Book of Prophecies explain why they're able to go into the future the way they are here. Like they create illusory worlds based on the future, which is why they can say, "Hey, it's Skuld! Hey, Skuld! Oh, it's in this fight that they had there." So this is basically just telling me that there's a tome and the world will light in darkness and things happen. This is a weird way of starting this. It feels like it's overloading you with so much information that you don't know what the fuck is actually going on, and then they're gonna explain it. When they're going pretty damn close to the end there, that was Dark Diarithy, and that's like the moment. That's what starts the Keyblade War. I don't know why that moment is what starts the Keyblade War, because it just goes from that moment to jumping straight to the Keyblade War. Wow. Just attacking the kid on the ground. I want our player character to look like the one that we watched in the video. They're way cooler than this generic looking character. They had Mickey ears, it was awesome. Okay, so just show us the entire story like that, and then we'll go into the action. Okay. That was, okay. Weird ass way to start it. Oh, I get, yeah, I did see Unreal 4 at the beginning of this, so I guess this is going to be full on Unreal 4 graphics engine. Okay. Kingdom Hearts looks weird in Unreal 4 like this. Like, it doesn't look like Kingdom Hearts.
So that makes you the indisposable number 7. Huh. Come on, it's simple. U6 plus me is 7. Wait, don't tell me I don't count.
No,
Is this the Master of Masters? And Luxu? Well, that looks like Luxu.
Here, take it.
No, that's okay. No. So is that the Master of Masters?
The Master's playful and mischievous way. He gave his apprentice Luxu a very important
Master
role.
of Master is playful and mischievous? That's not what I was
seemed like
expecting.
a simple task was the element that would connect all of the events to come.
The Master of Masters set up the Keyblade War to happen. That's still weird to me.
Long ago, all the worlds were still one. One day, this would be called the Age of Fairy Tales.
I like that name.
It all began here
For the, like,
in Daybreak Town.
because fairy tale, like,
The Master
how
of
much Disney property
Masters
is
had
based
an
on fairy
eye
tales?
that gazes into the future. He bestowed upon 5 of his 6 apprentices a copy of
How's
the
that
Book
gear
of
spinning?
Prophecies,
Like, how is it just hovering around that?
in which was written the events to come.
Like, if we don't get too much detail on the Master of Masters, I don't particularly mind. I feel like knowing specifics about the Master of Master isn't super important, but just enough to at least understand. Case of Ira. So that was
So,
Case of Luxu and
did
Case
you look
of
through
Ira.
the book?
Yes. But I'm still analyzing it.
Wow, no quick skim for you, huh?
I just prefer to be thorough. Master, is what it says in the last passage true?
Oh yeah, that. Bummer, huh?
Yes.
Master
By
of
the
Masters,
way,
what the fuck?
if one day I suddenly disappear, I'm counting on you to keep the others calm. Okay?
You sound like Braig.
Disappear?
Not the voice,
Vanish?
but the
Dim, fade. I don't know how to explain
Like
it.
the
it's
tone.
just hypothetical talk.
Sure, it's
Okay.
hypothetical.
This world is full of light. It's a world comprised of many smaller worlds, all connected, stretching as far as the eye can see. One great light protects us all throughout this vast land. All worlds share one light, one fate.
I take it you're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yep, you're right on
So
the
that
money.
is a thing at this point.
People believe that the light that is Kingdom Hearts will be here forever. But if it were to disappear, the world would be enveloped in darkness.
I understand. That is why
Flowers,
you granted us these
dandelions.
Keyblades. With these, we can spread the teachings of light. And we can protect Kingdom Hearts from darkness.
No, they're not for protecting Kingdom Hearts.
Huh?
The final passage reads, "On that fated land, a great war shall transpire. Darkness will prevail, and the light expire."
Isn't it our duty as Keyblade wielders to prevent this war from taking place?
Not possible.
Not possible.
You really think you can change the future?
Then, what do you want us to do?
We have to focus on what comes after. There's no use thinking of ways to change events that we know are gonna
The
happen.
march towards
But-
inevitability.
What about all of those who are here now? And the ones who will be here when the darkness finally comes? Are we to abandon all of them?
Come on, are you telling me that you think the world can be saved by just 7 people?
We have to at least try. With enough Keyblade wielders, we could...
Well, if you want to give it a shot.
The Master of
Alrighty,
Masters.
good luck.
Well, this is not how I was expecting the Master of Masters to act. Like, when you hear, like, Master of Masters, like, the way Masters act in all of these other things is very prestigious and, like, proud and
And so the reliable
Everything.
Era,
not
who wore the
a
mask
smart-ass
of the unicorn,
dick.
was given his role to take over for the Master and to lead the others. Similarly, the virtuous Envy, who wore the mask of the snake, was given her role to watch over the others with a fair eye.
So we're actually getting explained
The
what they all
fearless
were, which I
Assed,
did not get before.
who wore the mask
Assed.
of the bear, was given his role to support their brand new leader, Ira.
Ira, not Ira.
The prudent Ava, who wore
Ava!
the mask
Who
of
I
the
said Ava.
fox, was given her role to prepare exceptional Keyblade wielders for the world after.
The seemingly most important one, outside of Lucian.
Cool-headed Gula, who wore the mask of the leopard, was given his role to uncover the mystery of the Book of Prophecies.
Looks really young here, Gula.
Lushu, the first of the apprentices to be given their role, watched his companions from afar as they learned what it was that they were meant to do. Then, he disappeared.
And went to the Badlands.
Not long after that, the master vanished, dimmed, and faded without a trace.
Bye, Master. Still so surprising how they act. Hey! Play a character, I guess.
This is where your story began. The story of your very own adventure.
The narration for this is in second person. That's
Five
fucking
of the
weird.
master's apprentices armed themselves with the Book of Prophecies. They each created a union. This would fulfill his wishes.
Not realizing he was walking right into their...
Then they set
I
out
don't
to
know.
rally Keyblade wielders just like you. By defeating Heartless, the monsters of darkness, they would gather light.
Still weird to me that Heartless are a thing back then. X, Chi. It's like that, yes, that it's pronounced Chi, because nothing in this series can be pronounced just the way that it's written. I know Chi is a Japanese letter, shut up.
There's a traitor among us.
Are you certain? What proof do you have?
Hi,
Found
Charity.
this sniffing around.
Is that a dark Cherethy?
Charity. Whatever.
Is that a nightmare?
Nightmare is in Dream Eaters? Yeah, it's got
Master,
this.
did you make this?
It's got the symbol on its back.
So cute!
Well, things are gonna get pretty hectic around here soon. But this spirit Chirithy is gonna make your lives much easier. Hopefully.
Spirit?
You could say they're like cats or dogs. And they'll be your loyal pets. Every wielder will have one of these adorable little guys at their side. They're here to help, so play nice.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Ava's adorable.
Before I forget,
Ava.
if a wielder
Like her and
is
Gula seem
overcome
like
by
kids,
malice,
so yeah.
or rather, if their heart is tainted by darkness, their adorable little spirit will turn dark and become a nightmare.
So you're telling us that if we see a nightmare,
Someone
That
is
voice sounds
fallen
familiar.
into darkness.
Exactly.
Ira sounds familiar.
And if you
but
don't
the
stop
voice.
this renegade spirit, it'll plant darkness in the hearts of others. And you'll have an army of nightmares on your hands. Beware.
So, if we see one of these nightmares anywhere, we have to get rid of it on the spot.
No! I won't let you do that!
No wonder you ended up as the bear. You're scary.
Your point?
Maybe you can growl at them.
Don't insult me!
Come on, Hassad. You won't know if it works unless you try.
They're all playing around.
Please tell me you're joking.
Arsed sounds
It's
familiar
not me.
too.
There's an easy way to solve this. If we all summon our spirits, then we'll know.
Unfortunately, there are countless wielders in our unions. It would be easy for any of us to summon a Chirithy that isn't a nightmare. I'm afraid that your suggestion wouldn't help us get to the bottom of this.
Yeah,
Well
in that
put.
case, who's to say that the nightmare you saw belongs to one of us? It could belong to anyone in our unions.
that's highly unlikely. Do you recall the tool the wielders were given in order to make them stronger? We generally don't concern ourselves with what they have at their disposal. However, I believe those tools were the nightmares doing?
Like the guild
bangles.
things?
I know when they're equipped, they have the power to collect dark energy. But I thought we all agreed that was okay.
Collecting is fine. But using that power is
Yeah,
the
this is the
equivalent of
guilts and the
using
sins or whatever
power
they were
of
talking
darkness.
about.
It's a brilliant plan. Everyone knows that all spirits look the same, and wielders exist in spades. There's no way to tell.
Oh no. Everyone's already equipped their bangles.
So what now? How do we find out who's behind this?
Seeing as those bangles couldn't have been acquired by just anyone, I believe it's one of us here in this room.
No, Ira. I respectfully disagree. What proof do we have that the bangles are tied to the power of darkness, or if a nightmare is to blame? We shouldn't simply.
Well, I mean,
jump
they
to
do collect
conclusions.
dark energy. That seems a bit.
Ira, some leader you are. You've managed to plant seeds of doubt in all of us with that speech. What, did you expect the traitor to give themselves up with that accusation of yours? That was
Oh,
foolish.
Aced,
oh,
that's quite enough.
oh! Look, they're already fighting amongst each
Looks
other.
to me like the Master made the wrong choice.
Oh,
Where do you
you've
think you're
planted
going?
doubt. You've divided us. Now, in response, I will
I
divide us
think we're
even
done
further.
I
Good
trust you'll
going.
keep us all updated.
Good going, all of you. You fell right into the Master's trap.
I hope we can all resolve this soon.
Good job, everyone. You
That
did
didn't
exactly
go as
what.
expected.
How did you not
What's
expect
wrong,
it to go that way?
Ira? This isn't like you.
All these voices are
A
really
lost
familiar
page.
of all of these people.
Something's missing from our book of prophecies. Each of our copies were said to contain the events of the future. But this incident, well, it's nowhere to be found.
And how does this whole thing with the traitor tie together?
Like I said, it's nowhere to be found. In my book.
Ira, are you implying that someone is in possession of the missing page? And the person with the complete book is the traitor?
There is something going on, and a page is suspiciously missing from the book. It's not so far-fetched to assume that the one who has the lost page has been turned, that they have fallen into the hands of darkness. Trust me.
There seems to be no record of it in my book either. You may be onto something.
I mean, the whole thing is there isn't a traitor who's
I
fallen to
wonder,
darkness and just
Could this
they're all
have been the
consumed.
Master's plan
They're all
along?
been consumed with light.
To grant the lost page to only one of us.
We have no way of knowing.
Unless Luciu or Ava does have it, because it's one of those two.
Master
They
is
do.
gone.
Because they're the ones who like started the Keyblade
I
War with
understand
that
what
strike.
you were saying. I promise to keep a close eye on the others. I will keep you informed, as always.
Thanks.
Of course. After all, that is what the Master asked
I mean, the fact
of
that the
me.
Master asked one of you, keep an eye on all the others in case they're dicks, is pretty
And
telling in
Ira?
of itself.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Still super unsure on what the nature of the Book of Prophecies and everything is, but I feel like it also doesn't matter. Case of Envy, the way they do these titles is pretty cool.
So to sum it
That
up,
one was a bit...
I'll need you
focusing on
to
it.
observe the others. Easy breezy.
All right.
Like I said, Ira may have to take over for me. But don't
In
be
case I
shy.
disappear.
Just be fair. And do not be afraid to speak up. Even though I say observe, you'll need to be the mediator. Make sure people get along.
Doing a good job of that.
I understand. But without you or Luciu, to form and maintain our own unions is... It's a little unnerving, to be honest.
Oh, come on. Lighten up a little. Maybe I'll never disappear.
Such a smartass. I never expected this.
Do you want me to go?
What? No, of course not.
I was just kidding.
This is so weird. It's so, like, atypical
Look,
of what you expect, like,
I
a
get
Grand
the
Leader to
change
be
can
like.
hard
I love
for
it.
everyone. But Things need to keep moving forward.
I mean, I get
You
that.
need to keep up. Otherwise, you'll just get left behind, all alone.
I get part of why he's a
that you know
jokester,
what the future
prankster,
holds.
mischievous kind of person is because he's actually manipulating
heart
everyone, so I
set?
get that, but it's still awesome.
May your heart be your guiding key. I say it all the time. You ultimately need to do what your heart feels is right.
Right.
And then you all have different hearts, which is why you all end up going against each other. A few days later...
I was wrong about Ira. I thought he would make a great leader, but he let me down. Well, what do you two think? You don't believe what Ira said, do you?
Of course not. His argument was unconvincing. It's like Invi said. He's just making baseless assumptions given the situation. There's no evidence to tie his accusations to anyone, let alone one of us.
Maybe there's something he hasn't told us.
Yeah, and then he told Envy, and then Envy
He
started
needs
agreeing.
to tell us. How dare he look at us with suspicion? We're his comrades.
I wouldn't call us comrades. Anyway, could you get to the point? I know you didn't call us here just to complain.
I said you
I
seem
want
like
the three of us to form an alliance.
I said, for
But
fuck's
alliances are
sakes.
forbidden, I said.
I knew
Oh.
it. I had a feeling.
And also
it would
you're
come
like-
to this.
A traitor? How dare
So,
you say
you join
that
forces
we
then,
wouldn't
confront Ira?
all work together?
Confronting him is
As
pointless.
as
Ira won't
proof,
change
I
his
will work
mind.
against you with other people. God damn it, I said.
I know there's darkness at work. There's no question. But I don't believe for a second there's a traitor among us.
Prove it, I'll become one.
Unfortunately, Ira doesn't share the same belief. He's just wasting time trying to figure out who the traitor is. But darkness won't wait, and neither should we. We need to band together now and find a way to fight it.
Guess it makes sense.
God damn,
I
no.
agree that we need to do something to fight the darkness. But combining our unions? That was strictly forbidden by the Master.
He's no longer here.
Wow.
I'm in. But let's be clear. The alliance is just between the two of us right now. I don't want my union members involved.
Gula!
Master's not here, so fuck what
want-
he says. I thought
I
you.
want
I
to follow the Master's
thought your whole
teachings.
thing was to follow the Master's
Understood.
teachings.
That's
And
your
Gul-
choice to make. You should do
And
whatever
Ghoul is
you
just
feel
going.
is
And sorry,
right.
Arsene is just like, nah, fuck that.
By the way, Ased, do Ira and Invi know?
I haven't talked to Ira about it for obvious reasons, but I did ask Envy to join us.
Here
You
she
wanted to
is.
see me?
Sup? Good timing.
Gula, Ava, what are you doing here? What's the meaning of this?
Hear me out, Envy. I want an alliance among our unions.
You know that thing we were told not to do?
Gula here has already agreed.
I mean, doing what they're
Will
being
you
told to
join
do
us?
causes this
And
situation.
together
But
we
still.
can-
Disobey the Master's teachings?
We don't have a choice.
You so
Darkness
do.
is approaching, and we need to combine our strength to stand against it.
The Master bestowed each of us with a different role, and he specifically told us to keep our union separate, to maintain the balance of power. He told us that any imbalance would lead to a desire for more power, which leads to darkness. I know you haven't forgotten. Perhaps it's you who has been tainted by darkness.
Envy, you're not helping. None of you are helping.
I'm tainted by darkness? Then what about you, Envy? You spy on us and report everything you see back to Ira. You really think you have no darkness in your heart after what you did?
Because that is my role.
To observe us, yes, but not to disclose everything we say and do to Ira.
That's...
For all we know,
Still part
you
of her
and Ira
role.
could be allies, scheming behind our backs.
that's enough.
They didn't scheme, but they were disclosing information behind their backs and not telling other people everything. It's a case of all of them being, we need to do this to stop this from happening. But I don't trust that you're not doing
won't
that
stop.
properly.
Don't
So
want
in
us to
order
turn against
to
each other.
fight against that, I'm going to do exactly what I'm casting other people of
Master
suspicion
Alva.
of.
Oh,
Hey,
your name is Ephemer, right?
Ephema.
Hey, can I join you?
So, we saw you very, 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 very briefly in the other thing.
Why the long face? Did something happen?
Long day. Do
She
you
doesn't seem
remember
much
what you asked me
older.
before?
Than the people in the unions.
About why the unions compete against each other instead of working together. Actually, I always wondered the same thing.
Huh? Isn't it just because the master said so?
Yes. And as such, we must obey. The master said so.
Like,
So
Ava's
it is.
just as guilty. Strictly following the master
really
isn't
started to
following what her heart wants to, and it's her
You once told me that you were
working to
looking for
creating the
answers.
dandelions is part of the problem too.
That you wanted to solve
And
the
it's the right
mysteries
thing
of
to do,
this
but it
world.
causes the Keyblade War because it was designed so the Keyblade War couldn't be
I
avoided.
think that's how things should be. We need to question things and think for ourselves.
Whoa! You are really not yourself today. I guess even foretellers have their off days. Hey, maybe talking about the book will cheer you up.
Not a chance.
Aww.
I like Ava.
You were trying to pull a fast one on me, weren't you?
Oh, no, I was joking.
If you say so. But, to be honest, I think it would be great if all the unions could work together and be friends.
You know, I made a friend from another union today. Wasn't much of a talker, maybe just shy. We're meeting again tomorrow.
So in this, it's canon
That
that
sounds like
the
so much
player
fun.
isn't part of Ava's union.
Then, you'd better go home and get some sleep.
Okay.
Because in the thing we watched, as I realized
Well,
afterwards, they're part
it
of
was
Ava's
nice
union.
talking to you. I don't know what's got you down, but please cheer up.
Thank you. If the worst happens, I'll be glad to leave the future to the kids who see the world in the way that you do.
Yay! Dandelions!
Let the wind carry you far, far away. My dandelions.
So, like, what do the Dandelions do after the Keyblade War? Like, how does what the Dandelions do create the Kingdom Hearts, like, universe that we currently play in?
Envy. Have you learned something?
Because I feel like there's a big
It
time
seems
gap
Aced and
for
Gula's
those
unions
things.
are now allied.
So Aced is the traitor after all.
No, I don't believe he
He's
is.
doing it because he hates...
Why is that?
Because he...
To Aced, unification is a means of gathering strength to oppose the darkness. So I believe his heart
Yeah, he's
still
doing it to
belongs
fight
to the light.
against the traitor.
Even so, forming alliances was strictly forbidden by the Master.
Yes, and his teachings are absolute. That's why I will try and persuade Gula to dissolve their alliance.
Then I'll do it.
No. Please, let me do the talking.
You're the mediator.
Your intervention will do nothing more than spur Aced's anger.
All right. I'll leave it to you.
And one more thing. Aced has begun to question the two of us. As a precaution, my reports will be less frequent. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. Please understand.
Yes, I do.
You've all been played from, like, the very start. And Lucio seems to be the only one that is even remotely aware that everyone's being played. Hey, look! It's Darkseid and the Keyblade. A few months later... the suspicious alliance
I think
continues.
Does what?
The Alliance. I think it's time to call it quits.
You're the traitor!
To put it simply, I entered this alliance thinking we were preparing to fight some impending darkness, but it hasn't come.
It's been a couple
In
months.
fact, there haven't been any suspicious incidents recently, and you haven't rallied anyone else to your cause.
Yeah, but
This alliance is meaningless. Even Envy agrees.
It means nothing.
envy?
Uh-oh. You weren't supposed to find out.
Is Envy the one who told you to break our alliance?
Maybe. But I'm the one who decided to do it. And I've already told you why.
Wow!
You don't even know who the traitor is yet!
Jeez, I said! Maybe stop acting like it.
And that's exactly why.
Oh. Ooh.
I just can't trust anyone but myself.
Don't you realize you won't stand a chance against the darkness on your own?
You sound like fucking
Sorry,
Terra, and
my
that is a
mind's made up.
bad thing. I said. I do appreciate the idea that there is simultaneously no traitors and everyone's a traitor.
Envy, you will regret this.
So is this what causes the two of those to fight? Was it these two that were fighting over the city? I know Aced was there, most definitely. I just can't remember if it was Envy or not. Can't remember if it was Envy or Ira. The case of Aced.
You been here long? My bad.
No.
So, what did you want?
You didn't forget, did you? You're the one who called me here.
Lighten up! I was just kidding. I didn't forget.
What
Give me
is
a little credit here?
I love this master. He's fucking great.
Right.
Now then, allow me to tell you about your role. You're going to be Ira's right-hand man.
What?
What?
Ira's right-hand man? What do you mean?
Well, Ira's gonna be the new leader after I'm gone, you see. So, just stand by him. Don't disappoint.
Explain to me, Master. What do you mean Ira's going to be leader?
What? Is that disappointment I hear? Did you want to be leader?
No! I mean, if you had asked me to be the leader, that's a different story, but I wasn't trying.
You really want to be leader, huh?
Well...
I know you want it, but that just isn't enough. Any chump can say, here's a huge promotion, good job, and make you head honcho. But enthusiasm alone doesn't make a great leader. Ira needs someone like you to give him a push in the right direction.
I agree. Ira is definitely the most worthy among us. I'm sure he'll make a fine leader.
Then it's settled.
Love
Wait,
how
I agree
he
that he
is.
is worthy, but why do we need a new leader, Master?
I love how the master's giving
that mean
everyone
he will
roles
no longer be
specifically
teaching
that
us?
will lead them down to not trusting
Well,
everyone because of their roles, because of the way that role
disappear one day.
meshes with their personalities.
Well, I might disappear.
Disappear? Why? Where?
Speak up sooner if you're listening. It was embarrassing for me. Anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna disappear or not. It's anyone's guess right now.
But...
In any case, you need to support Ira. We both know he's quite serious. He's always just thinking and thinking and thinking behind that unicorn mask of his. So everyone will be counting on you to spur him into action.
Right.
You're the one of action, so you take the most action later
You
on.
might not be entirely happy with your role, but just know that it's the most important one. Capiche?
I'm sure you tell that to all the
Shall I
boys.
elaborate? Making Ira the leader is all good in theory, but sometime later you might think, he's terrible at this. In which case it'll be your job to step up. Who knows? Your leadership might be just what everyone needs. And that is your true role.
Wow! Wow, Master, you've been playing the long con so fucking much. I mean, we know that you have, but seeing
May
it
your
in
heart be
action.
your guiding key.
Fucking,
Best of
oh
luck,
my god.
Said.
You scheming motherfucker, you're playing everyone like a goddamn
It's been
fiddle.
over a year since the Master left. It's time for me to fulfill my true role.
Fuck! Yeah, it is against Envy. Goddamn, Aced! Did Aced change to a blue mask or was it always blue? I thought it was brown before. Yeah, go fighting, running along walls! Why are you fighting Envy? Because Envy convinced Gula to leave? Isn't Ira the problem? Did you just use the hands?
Why did you get in my way?
That's impressive. Oh, because Envy's getting in the way of Kira.
Don't be so conceited. I'm protecting the balance, just like the Master told us to. You need to come to your senses.
The 5 flower petals are drifting further apart from each other. So symbolic.
If we don't do something, light will expire. Then we won't be able to avoid the grim future that awaits. We need to defy the Master's teachings to protect the world.
You're saying he was wrong?
He's not here anymore. I won't let his prophecy come true. I won't let the world fall into darkness.
You fool!
Yeah! Dramatic battles! Oh, clash! Oh, hey, look, it's raining because of the magic spell, but it also works with the emotion of the scene. Oh, the rain stopped. Well, the splash attack from the rain stopped. Hi, Charithi. Hi, Ava, whatever.
Ava, over here!
Look at the shit that's going down.
Aced, what's going on?
I found out who the traitor is. Regrettably.
No, that's not true.
That's impossible.
Ava, there's no time to lose.
Wow, Ava. You're actually going against him.
May my heart be my guiding key.
I'm fighting all 3 of them. I'm clearly the good guy here. Good going, I said. Good fucking going. Wow! I wish we were gonna see in the battle that caused this fucking destruction. Jesus, that's way more destruction than it appeared to be implied in that one little brief second that we saw that fight happening in the other thing. Unless this is a flashback. This might be the case of Gula. Watch it pop up in a second. No? Or is that the lost page? That might be the lost page. Okay, so it's just written on the ground.
Master.
So does Gula have the lost page? I mean, I know Gula was investigating the book, but that's also
busy,
Gula's role.
I can always come back later.
Unless Gula does have the lost page, because they're the one who's...
No,
I don't know.
stay. Now, where...
I'm gonna watch this and still be very confused about a lot of specifics about it because I'm not paying attention. Well, not because I'm not paying attention because I also didn't play it, and also because I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to pay attention. I feel like I'm paying a decent amount of attention.
What's this?
Go on, read it.
It is the lost
This
page,
is
maybe.
from the Book of Prophecies. But
Yep. It's a page that's not in any of your books.
You are the one with the lost page.
What's
I mean,
written
it doesn't mean that
is-
you're the traitor, but...
Your role. You must find the traitor hidden among you, and stop them before it's too late. And in order to help you find the traitor...
I get it. That's why you gave us all different roles, isn't it? If anyone deviates from the job they were given, we can easily conclude that they are the traitor. It's brilliant.
Way to steal my thunder, show off.
Show off!
It's not fair. My plan was supposed to blow your mind with its grandeur. Your jaw
Jim.
should have hit the floor at my sheer genius.
I'm sorry? But was my logic flawed?
Oh, you're right. So, I guess now you've earned your time in the limelight.
Like, all of them are exactly following their roles. There is no such thing as a
Even though
traitor.
there is a traitor. Act normal and keep focused.
Again,
Trust no one but yourself.
unless Lucio is the traitor, there is no traitor. It's just spurred the idea of there's a traitor to fuck with everyone, to deliberately cause the things to break, like everyone to fight each other, to deliberately cause the Keyblade War. Unless Lucio counts, but I don't think Lucio counts. Because it's sure as fuck not any of these 5. Like, Ira said the person with the lost page is probably the traitor, but no. And if the idea is whoever deviates from their role is the traitor, no one's doing that. The Master is just a fucking manipulative... I fucking love the Master. Like, he is such a manipulative dirtbag, and the way that he carries on, it's so good. He's a scheming motherfucker, and he's scheming so perfectly, and it makes sense. Like, it's not like he's scheming and it's just like, bullshit, you can pull that off. He's scheming in a way that, like, he's deliberately preying on everyone's, like, individual personalities and deliberately setting it up to make that happen. Like, it doesn't seem unbelievable that he's manipulating them as well as he is.
The books we were given are incomplete. There's a lost page.
Lost page?
On that page, it is written that there is a traitor. The Master told me to find and stop that person.
I called you my comrade. But never again, Gula. It doesn't matter to me if you think I am the traitor and you want to strike me down. You knew there was a traitor and you just watched silently as we fought each other. And I won't forgive you for that.
You can barely stay on your feet. Just give up already.
Don't you underestimate me!
It's going well! Fucking I said, Jesus.
Please
Nice
stop!
light.
You too, huh?
Like, deliberately, like, Master deliberately preyed on Arsed to act like the one who would act out going against the rest of them, so everyone else would go, there's the traitor, let's cause some infighting, when Arsed, like, believes that someone else is the traitor because of the role. Like, just manipulating everyone in so many ways, just, what a fucking boss. I mean, literally, he's a master, he's the boss, but damn. And Arsed is so fucked up. When does the player fight Arsed? Is that, like, now? Oh, hey, Ira. Ira.
Come to finish me off? And make it quick.
That's not what brought me here today. I wish to fulfill the role bestowed upon me. That's all. It isn't our place to try to change the events of the future. That is not our mission.
I know your voice. I
We
just
are
can't
here
place
to make
where.
sure that light lives on. With only 5 lights, we can't afford to lose any.
You still count me as one of the 5 lights?
Of course.
Only you could be such a good guy after everything we've been through.
Wow.
But hey, I guess that's one of the reasons I respect you so much.
And this will cause them to fight against the
However,
others.
We still might only be 4. I'm talking about Gula. He's
But
using
they'll-
the knowledge of something
Like, they all
called
use,
the
like, they all
Lost
fight against the
Page.
sad for wanting to turn back, and then the lost page appears and they go
He
against
said
another
that
one. Like, they're all
contains
deliberate, like,
events that are missing from
they'll
all
work
of our
together and,
books.
like, to fight against another one, and then work together, fight against another one, but they find out another piece of
He's
information, like,
using it to
fuck.
discover and apprehend whoever is the traitor. Claims that's his role. But who knows what his real intentions are?
Wow. These two
What
working
I'm to
together
know
for the lost pet.
is that
Oh,
I'll never
fuck.
forgive him for hiding the fact that he knew someone would betray us. That's the biggest betrayal of all.
I'd like to believe that Gula was simply carrying out his role. Aset, I'll deal with this matter. Please keep it to yourself for now.
Oh,
Understood.
Master. Now Ira's like convinced
I
that
need to see that lost page.
Ira's convinced that Gula's the traitor. Oh, like all of their rules are deliberately designed to
Why
at some
did you
point
tell
make other people
Ira?
think. Oh.
It had to be you, because you were the only one who knew where we were hiding. Didn't you think for a second that your actions could be making things worse than they already are?
And why should that even bother you? Not only do you have your union, but you've also gathered the finest Keyblade wielders from other unions, and you're training them in a secret location, aren't you?
Yes, because that is my role!
I had no idea. I apologize. I overstepped.
No. I shouldn't have snapped at you either.
Hey, look, the two women are being the most logical about the situation. Who would have possibly guessed
What do you
that?
want?
I don't know exactly.
The
He
women
just
are the one not letting
asked
their
me to give
emotions
up
control
Gula.
them, almost like it's a reflection
His
of real
eyes.
life.
They were scary. I was worried he'd do something awful. I knew I couldn't tell him where Gula was. Then he turned around and walked away.
I see. And Gula? How is he doing?
Super jacked up.
I don't know. He's gone.
He's studying in his little home, which is where we meet him at the end of Chi. If I had to guess. And the Chairwraith is still running around everywhere. Is this the dark one or not? I mean, they're not called the dark one, but...
Someone's coming. They're headed straight this way.
Oh, little pet.
Take care of him.
Do they wear capes to hide that Dream Eater symbol on their back? Also confused how Dream Eater's things in Dream Drop Distance are a thing in this. I still don't understand why that's relevant or important or possible. Like, there's so many things that I feel like there's probably relevance behind this being a thing, and I don't know if it is or not. And if it is relevant, I don't know how it's
Is
relevant.
something wrong?
There's so much about the series I don't
I
understand,
know
but
Gula's
I
here.
understand enough to be intrigued.
What?
Tell me where he is.
But why? What are you going to do?
None of your concern.
Kind of my concern.
Don't.
What?
I won't let you near him.
So that's it. All right. I'll go.
I'll follow you. Don't run straight to Gula now.
Gula, what are you doing?
I did
Something
not realize that Gula and Ava were so young.
Ira was here. He wanted me to give you up.
I knew it. It's finally come to this.
Come to what?
Everyone wants to know about the lost page.
The lost page?
Yeah. It's a page the Master gave me. It doesn't exist in any of our books. It contains a passage about an inevitable betrayal. It talks about the one who bears the sigil. That's it. So, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. My role is to find out who it is. I suspected Aset and went to confront him. And look what happened.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me this, Gula? I have enough to think about, keeping with the Master's teachings and my role.
Always walking the straight and narrow. I'm a fool for basing my actions on what is written on that lost page. Everything in the passage is ambiguous at best.
Well, duh.
That's why. I need to find out.
But how?
By asking the Master.
But he's not here anymore.
I'm going to summon Kingdom Hearts.
What?
Wait, what?
Then he'll have no choice but to come back.
Summoning Kingdom Hearts is forbidden!
That's
Wait, that was your-
why.
That was your plan,
The only
Gula?
way to get him back is to break the rules. If things don't change, the entire world is doomed.
Gula, that was your fucking
What?
plan? What?
In order to go through with it, I'll need Lux. I don't have nearly enough. You always do the right thing. Help me with this.
Forming another alliance to try and find out the traitor.
I'm sorry. I know you want the Master to return. But you don't know how summoning Kingdom Hearts will affect the rest of the world. The Master, he forbid it for a reason. I'm afraid I can't help you.
I see.
Like, even Ava strictly following everything and being the goody two-shoes, sympathetic, empathetic one, is falling straight into the problem, which is why she's the one who was, like, charged with having the dandelions. Because she was the one who would care that, like, be the most convincing, be the best at finding a bunch of people to create a world for the future. She'd be the best at that because of her personality. Like, everything
I was
is...
on a mission to collect Lux.
Ah. That explains why Aced and Ira are as well. They're trying to maintain the balance. But that isn't the balance we were expected to keep.
a balance of
If
everyone
everyone's
being on the...
collecting light solely for themselves, Keyblade wielders will soon turn against one another, which will lead to the Keyblade War.
Are you just basically saying that the Master
All of it will
created
happen.
a Cold War
Light
over
will
light?
expire.
Envy, what are you going to do?
I'll gather Lux too.
Oh,
No matter what, the balance must be kept. Ava, you do the same. We must delay the inevitable.
Right.
Oh, man. Master, you laid out your plans way too perfectly. Like, scarily perfectly. Have we had Case of Ava yet? Or is that what this is going to be? I feel like that's the only one we haven't had yet. Yeah, this will be it. Have we? Yeah, we had all the others. Where's it written? On the bookshelf. Like, sometimes it's written, like, well, where it,
What's
like, fades
written in
into
the
the
last
scenery,
page
like
of the book is gonna
the sign
happen.
at the beginning. Sometimes it's a bit obvious how it focuses
The
on.
entire world will be lost to darkness.
But Master, isn't there anything we can do?
Well, that's what brings me to your role. You might just be the only hope of keeping light from expiring.
Hope? Master, what is it that you need me to do?
Don't get involved in any battles. Forget the notion of unions. Find Keyblade wielders with potential and create an entirely separate organization. Then, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly to another world. They will keep the light alive.
You really think
I mean, like,
that
her creating
I'm
that
the right
does
person for
help
this?
create the Keyblade
Ava.
War.
You're the only person for
But
this.
this seems to be his most legitimate. I want this to happen for good
I
reasons,
understand.
not manipulating the Keyblade War to happen. Like, it helps manipulate the Keyblade War to happen, yes.
today you're here,
but it's the
to
only one that
continue with your
focuses
training
on.
for our mission.
You're having this mission for an
This
honest
session
reason.
may seem like it's familiar to
Like
you.
all the others are, I'm
But in a
telling
world
you to
that
do
is
this
different.
because it will help create it. Where this is,
One made
it
of
does help,
dreams.
but this is specifically for my actual reason. Like it feels like it's the only one that's honest.
You are our hope.
Ava is the only one that he's being honest with
war
in
will
terms
soon
of
wage.
why I want you to do your role.
Those who strive to protect the light will turn their weapons on their allies.
Which makes sense for Ava to be like that.
For
Which
the
also,
sake
again,
of
still
loyalty
helps
to their
fuel
own
this thing
humans.
happen.
To be honest, I don't know how far I can guide all of you.
Look at all these player characters
you
and their
must
customization.
Is that anyone can lose themselves to the darkness. However, there will be no winners. Everything will be lost. Except all of you who are the seeds of hope. When the time comes, and there is war, you mustn't fight, but instead you must fly away from here to the world outside. This training is to help you fulfill this crucial task. The future is in all your hands.
Hi, all player
As is
characters.
the world's light. May your hearts be your guiding key.
So which player character is the one that's that is rejects the being part of it to stay behind and fight, like the one that we saw in Chi? Case of Lushu again.
The gazing eye?
Well, that's fucking evil.
It's not what it's called.
Oh, what then?
Actually, no name.
No name.
Well, gazing or not, that Keyblade does have an eye in it. My eye, to be exact.
Ew!
Oh, you think that's gross, do ya?
No.
So when you said
Yes.
Lushu's gonna be your guiding eye,
Anyway,
like your
about
eye to
your
keep an
role.
eye over everyone else, you were
You
being
need to
literal
pass
about
down
that?
that Keyblade to
Man,
your
this fucking music
apprentice,
that's playing
and then
now.
him to his, so that my eye can see the future.
So the Book of Prophecies.
Bingo! The fact that it exists is proof of your success. That means you've trained a worthy apprentice.
Oh
Passed down that
fuck!
handsome Keyblade, and fulfilled your role.
Fuck!
What's the matter? Come on, you did a fantastic job. At least smile a little.
Fuck off!
Anything yet?
What?
Good point. Guess you'd better
What
get started
the fuck?
then. Unfortunately, you'll have to go alone from here on out. No Book of Prophecies to keep you company either. I can't have you causing any temporal paradoxes. But hey, we both know you'll do just fine without it, right?
Do I really have to go alone? What about the others?
That's why Lushu's alone.
Minor details, so don't sweat it. For now, you,
That's what that Keyblade is.
and this box need to stay out of sight. Just watch with your own eyes, and my eye, of course, as things unfold between the others. Then, when the time is right, go off and do your thing.
What's in it?
It's a secret. And, well, you see, the thing is, you can never, ever open it.
Great, now I really want to know.
All right. I'll indulge you. But this secret stays between the two of us, and you have to promise never
If you don't
to
tell
open the
us,
box.
the viewer, I'm gonna fucking
promise.
punch you. I fucking hate you! Come on! No, just tell us. Don't pull this
But
mystery
why?
box shit on us. Literally mystery box bullshit. Oh, fuck off. I hate mystery box. And this is the most literal mystery box that's ever been outside of a literal mystery box. Fuck. Well, it's either going to be opened during the end of this, or it's going to be, like, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Also, the explanation behind this Keyblade is, like,
May my
fucking
heart
amazing in terms of
be my
what the Book
guiding
of...
key.
Like, the Book of Prophecies makes sense now! Fucking... Like, Lushu passing on to other shit. Like, shit makes sense, and, like, what the fuck? So, what does that... So, like... Wow, we don't even see the Keyblade War happen. I guess you don't see it happen because the player character is so involved in it that, like, it would be weird to just have a random character in it. It's weird that you don't even see it happen. Wow, okay. And that was also significantly shorter than I expected it to be. It was shorter than X, or Chi. Like, Chi on its own. Okay, so, Matthew Mercer, Tom Willingham, Michael Johnston, Ray Chase. I'm going to need to look up these fucking names, because so many of these voices sound so familiar. Okay. So, the Keyblade watches into the future. That's how the Book of Prophecy is able to be written. So yay, how the Book of Prophecies exist makes sense. And it's not strictly a time travel thing. Like, it's not, oh, the Master just time traveled into the future, saw it, and then came back and wrote it. It's just like, I mean, like, the eye seeing through time, I can get that. Like, if it's in a Keyblade, this is fine. So, he doesn't have to experience it to be able to see it. So, man, this music is picking up weirdly for credits. So, but he said, pass it on to your apprentice, and then their apprentice, and their apprentice, and their apprentice. So that means that Xehanort is an apprentice in a chain of apprentices from Luxu. I mean, like, it does make sense, because the Master, like, it seems to be that the Master wants to create a Keyblade War to bring balance between light and dark, which is the exact same motive that Xehanort does. Xehanort just seems possessed by darkness, and like, the Master doesn't seem possessed by dark or light in any capacity. Xehanort's clearly possessed by darkness, like, he's clearly given his heart into darkness, he's done that, which he thinks, like, well, light is so strong that I've got to become darkness to bring a balance to it, where the Master legitimately seems uninfluenced by both of them. But, okay, so, like, is the idea of Luxu's apprentice, and then their apprentice, and all the way up that chain, up to Xehanort, is the whole purpose behind that just to be, keep the balance between light and dark? And that's, because that's Xehanort's whole business, as we learned from Birth by Sleep. I mean, it didn't seem to be his whole business from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but I've mentioned that before, especially in terms of relation to Dream Drop Distance. Like, knowing what we know now after so much has happened in the series, the plots of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 seem somewhat frivolous and pointless, because they had to fail to create all the rest of the plans succeeding, and, like, neither of those plans, in terms of that specific game, none of them seem to revolve around actually causing a balance between light and darkness. It was for, like, their own selfish purpose reasons of attaining more power and everything. Like, it's just weird. It's just, that part is just weird. But, oh, fuck, the Master of Masters is such a manipulative dirtbag, and it's fucking great. It's so good. It's so good how effective he is at being able to manipulate everyone to create the future that he wants. And just, oh. I mean, like, part of that could also be because he can see the future, he can do that. But he also just seems legitimately intelligent and understanding of what his apprentices are like in terms of personality. But, oh, man. That was enjoyable. Just from a, oh fuck, now this Keyblade makes sense in terms of what it actually is. And why it's been there the whole time. It also has the ability to just, like, extract people's hearts, like we saw at the end of Birth by Sleep, which I don't know how that's relevant, but hey. And, the most mystery box bullshit that has ever mystery boxed a fucking mystery box. And Ava is awesome. She's fucking great. Everyone else is a bag of dicks. Kingdom Hearts Chi, back cover. That was definitely worthwhile. Chi seems really good. Like, in terms of story and characters, it seems really good. Like, even the player character in Chi, like you go through the beginning of it, and from what we saw, it's just that they don't really talk, they just, like, nod and everything, but then they have speeches, and they actually do have a personality. It's like a quiet, reserved personality with a fierce passion kind of thing. And unlocked characters. We didn't have any characters in that first one. And hey! All of them looking out to the big... Like, the X is on there. Like, it says the train is the one marked with a sigil. Is that relevant, or is that just meant to be a thing to fuck with Gula? Because I'm assuming the sigil is an X. That would make the most sense, but it's either no one's marked with an X, everyone's marked with an X, or Lushu's marked with an X because an X is in his name. But Lushu doesn't seem to be a traitor. I still think the whole idea is they told everyone this is a traitor to deliberately create this situation that's happening. But in terms of story, plot, and characters, and what it means for, like, the rest of Kingdom Hearts games, Chi actually seems really well done. Like, how the Keyblade War happened seems well done, because it's relevant to some of the themes that happened in later games, in terms of, like, fighting between light and darkness, and people can be consumed by either one, and the whole idea of a balance between light and dark is the only way to stop people from kind of turning into murderous assholes, which is the main antagonist's goal, to create a balance between light and darkness, to create that whole, what the fuck is actually, like, the right thing to do here? What the fuck? And the characters, like, the way all the characters act, very reminiscent of Days, where it's that march towards inevitability and how the characters react under that. That is a trope that I love so much in fiction. And it can work either both the person watching it knows how this has to end and you're just watching that play out, or both the viewer and the characters know how this has to play out and the way that they act until that final moment happens. I find that trope so interesting, because most of the time that I've seen it, it's been pulled off really, really well, because it's a way of being able to go into the depths of a character and, like, the personality traits and the convictions and everything behind a character, and it's a really good way of just being able to bring out all of those traits in very extreme, dramatic ways. Like, when a person is faced with inevitability and something that they know they can't avoid, what's their reaction to it? Their reaction to it, how is that influenced by their personality? How does like, their reaction influence other parts of their personality in return? Like, how does it show what is most important to them? How does it show what, like, personality traits are the strongest inside of that person? It works, often, so damn well, and I don't see it enough, and I want more of that shit. And the fact that Kingdom Hearts has now done that twice, 3 if you want to count this as a separate one to Chi, it's done it 3 times, and it's so fucking good all the time. I would kind of want to say that Birth by Sleep does it, but it doesn't do it well, because the march towards inevitability isn't super obvious to the viewer or the characters. Like, there's a march towards inevitability of everyone's going to fight at the Keyblade Graveyard, and it's unavoidable, and these, like, but it's not played like it's a march towards inevitability. It's not played as that. The way the characters are acting creates that situation. Yes, like the way Ericus acts creates the way Terra acts, and Ventus and Aqua, and all of them being given their roles by their masters, does lead towards that march towards inevitability, but it's not played as one. It's played as these events happen to create this, not this situation is unavoidable no matter what these characters do, so therefore it's fucked up. Like, and I mean, like, the way that, like, Days' march towards inevitability is literally an inevitability. No matter how the characters act, it can't be avoided. Both Roxas and Xion can't exist. It physically can't happen. So that march towards inevitability is the most pure, because no matter what the characters do, they can't avoid it. This one here, it's a bit of a spin, because the way that the characters act creates that march towards inevitability, but it's deliberately set up by someone else, preying on those personality traits. And, like, it was inevitable because it was set up to be inevitable. It's the way the characters react does create that situation happening, yes, but because it was deliberately designed that way by the Master of Masters. So the individual 5 people here still couldn't avoid it, because they were manipulated the whole time so perfectly by a manipulative asshole who can see into the literal goddamn future that the individual people couldn't really avoid it. It's done really well, and Birth by Sleep doesn't play it as the situation is unavoidable no matter what. How do we react in that? That is what the plot is. The plot is the ending of that game is unavoidable, but it's not played as that in terms of what motivates the characters, so it doesn't really count. But the fact that we got 2 of them in this series with Days and back cover is so, or Chi, I should say, is so good! I love that trope so much and I want more of it! I really like Chi. I actually really like Chi. Back cover and Chi combined. They're really good. Like, their theme being important characters is done really well. And what it means for the future. It's like a prequel that doesn't, like, totally fuck with all of the retconning of the future. Like, even the whole, okay, so Xehanort's an apprentice of, like, the person who started all this shit, but he's the main villain. So what the fuck's going on there? It doesn't, like, fuck with the future. Like, it doesn't retroactively make a bunch of things dumb and have to change being a prequel, unlike Cough, Cough, Birth by Sleep. Some games Cough, Cough, Birth by Sleep. But part of that is also because it is so far into the past that it doesn't matter. Like, Birth by Sleep is like 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1. So all of the new fancy technology and all the complete massive changes of what you thought was what and how things were affects it directly because characters are alive in one and still alive in the other. Where this one is so far into the past that introducing new technology or new things like that doesn't, or like new characters and new things like that and Lux and stuff like that, doesn't really matter because it's so far away that And also there's a whole thing about Maleficent wants the Book of Prophecies for Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm curious where that's gonna go, but okay, so point is, unless I'm missing something, the only Kingdom Hearts thing we've got left to do is 0.2 on this same disc before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. So unless I'm missing something, which feel free to tell me if I am, because I don't remember if I'm missing any side stories that are, like, considered part of the main story. I know there's Union Cross, or, like, whatever the sequel to Chi is. I know that is a thing. I also know that it hasn't finished, so I won't watch it until it finishes. Like, it apparently picks up exactly where the MMO Chi ended, and it's still going with the same player character and everything. But I also know it hasn't finished, so I'm not watching that until it finishes. Hopefully it finishes before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. If it doesn't finish before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, maybe I'll watch what they've released up until that point before 3 happens. So, from my understanding at this current point in time, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 being the only thing to do until Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in 16 years from now. I mean, I know it's meant to be coming out next year, but I won't be surprised if it's delayed. I'm hoping it does come out next year, and then I can retire the channel because no one will want to watch any videos after that. But I'm expecting it to be. I'm like, it's not that I'm expecting it to be delayed, it's that I won't be surprised if it is. Point is, the next video of Kingdom Hearts you'll see is 0.2, where I get to play as Aqua. Yay. So, until then, this is version 2, signing out.